One two 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 one two. That's Troy going in the background. Let's go with a round of applause to open up this Friday evening. Remember that, Arsenio? I don't know if that's coming off right. Good evening, Nuggets fans. 5 to go. Oren Lametta. I get here. The love is so secure. Nuggets up 101 to 92. Ooh, yeah. On the lowly Brooklyn Nets. So sincerely yours. I told you, no problem, no stalling. That's hard. That shit's a cold slalom. 6:51 left in the fourth. Sweetheart, you want no sirens, no sirens. Damn. So the game in hand is a little closer than I would like. You know, I live my Nuggets fandom with my heart beating out of my chest. I just want it so bad for them. I want it bad, worse for them than they seem to sometimes want it for themselves. But, you know, Pogo like Vince. So let's look at the some numbers, shall we? How's your Friday been, by the way? Good, good. I hope. What'd you do? How was your week? How's your weekend? Not the weekend, but how's your weekend? Getting ready for a big Broncos tilt. Did you guys see? I don't know if we can talk about them. I know it's probably crass to play it. DNVR. I celebrate my homeboys, man. I love Brandon Spano. That's my homie. So I know it's no beef between Kill You With Truth and DNVR, but DNVR had such a great interview with Von Miller. To hear him talk about the Broncos, I'm like, man, I hope you throw the game this weekend. He's like, I love Denver. My kids still live in Denver. I'm in Denver all the time. I love Bronco Nation. Bronco Nation will always have a piece of my heart. I'm going to come back to Denver. I'm going to retire a Bronco. All these things. I'm just like, damn, if you could just take that one step further and I mean, you want to earn it, but don't you really just want to advance through the playoffs, Bronco fan? Right? Like, I want to earn it. Sure, we want to earn it, but don't you just want to advance? And what is it? Win or go home? Put on my spectacles. Ow! Poke myself in the eye. Fuck. So anyway, that was interesting. If you didn't get a chance to see that, I'm gonna give a shout out to the homies just because I fuck with Brandon Spano. It's my dog. So go over to DNVR. You can always do two things at once. You don't have to hate one and love the other. Patronize all good content, and that was just a great interview I saw with Von Miller. I was watching, and I was like, man, I should clip some of this. And I was like, that's probably not. Probably not the way to go. So, by the way, Cameron Johnson didn't play in this game. I know that Brooklyn is getting ready to ship him out to parts unknown, and I'm like, usually you don't play a guy in the city that you're about to trade him to. Somebody get in here in the chat whenever the chat shows. Somebody get in here and tell me if you got the same thing out of that I got. Like, if they're not playing him, I know they're shopping him. But usually, it always felt like you don't play him in the city that he's gonna end up in. Let me see what Cam Johnson did. What's his game log? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Last played. Oh, he hasn't played since second. Man, scored 26. Are we still trying to figure out trades, or are we just good with what we got? I think we got to be good with what we got, right? I think we got to be good with what we got. and just hope and pray. I had a conversation. I'm starting a show. I'll let you guys know now. There's going to be a recorded piece of content that I add to this here Kill You with Truth network. It's called Two Sco, One Buff. I fucking love that name. Two Sco, One Buff. Me and my esteemed brother in arms, my brother from another Caucasian mother, Dan Moore, waxing poetic about sports, but sports is the backdrop. I found a way. I think I found a way to be fully me, which is I'm a bit of a wallflower when it comes to the sports world. I have many interests. Sports fits into that, and using sports as the backdrop, just have good conversations. You know what I mean? Everybody's hitting you over the head with numbers and all that shit. So anyway, 2 Sco, 1 Buff. Be on the lookout for it. What was I talking about? Oh, we were talking about Joker and this whole Nuggets roster. Okay, Christian Brown. There was a point in the game tonight. What up, Andon? There was a point in the game tonight when, Joker, did you guys see that? Joker was on the bench. He had a towel over his head. He was, like, in Christian Brown's ear. I wonder what I couldn't hear because I had the sound down, but I'm like, what is he it looked like he was adamant about what he was talking to him about. And I was like, "What is that conversation all about?" I like leadership Joker. I like an engaged Nikola Jokic. Um, my question is, are we good with what we got? Like, this is the list, right? You dance with who brung you type shit. Joker with 29, 13 and 10. It's just like, yeah, spend the time out, heal up, and then come back and trip dub. Whereas Jamal Murray, 2 of 5, 7 points. Hasn't really been seen a lot. Did he get injured in this game? Is that am I to believe that Jamal Murray is hurt? Haven't seen a lot of him since, but I haven't had I haven't I've been kinda bouncing my interest while I'm watching the game between that and then I was watching Texas and Ohio State. Congratulations to Buckeye Nation. You're advancing. So now we know what the national championship game is. Pretty much a Big Ten matchup, right? Notre Dame and Ohio State. That ought to be exciting. I was hoping Penn State would make it. I don't know why. I just had a small place in my heart that I wanted Penn State to get it. Somebody tell me what happened with yeah, what's going on with Jamal? I haven't seen him, and I didn't see him get injured, and I don't know if I just missed it. Did I miss something? I haven't seen him a lot since the first quarter. Um, he's I haven't seen him at all in the second half. 2 of 5 from the field for 7 points. I just can't recall seeing him get injured. If anybody has any had eyes on that. Oh, Russell Westbrook. I got 2 things going at once, so I'm a little bit behind on the game that I'm watching, so I leave it alone. When my stream is slow, I just leave it because otherwise it'll shite out on me, and I just saw the Russell Westbrook to Christian Brown breakout alley. That was dope. Yeah, I didn't see what happened, and I don't know if anybody has word. Let's see if Twitter has any. Let's see if Twitter knows. Oh, see if Twitter knows. Twitter knows. Twitter knows. Jamal Murray, you're banned because what the fuck is this? Yeah, exactly. Never will I again play that Jamal Murray. I think he's hurt, right? He's got to be injured. There's no reason for him to not be in the game unless he did the unthinkable, which I could see him doing, to be honest with you. He's not on the bench. That's right. Jamal said goodbye. Jamal's a bitch ass dude, soft as tissue, sitting out for sore knee. Oh, so his knee is sore. I'm seeing on Twitter that he's got a sore knee. Right there, man, it says he's injured. Okay, I don't see it. Did you see when it happened? I didn't see when it happened. Butterscotch Butterscotch Allen, welcome to the party, pal. Right there, man. Well, that's good. Yeah. I guess the way it goes is Jamal. I don't know, man. I just uh, it's not gonna stop. Did he just stay in the locker room after halftime? I guess. I guess it's just too much for him to be on. I mean, it's just too much to ask for Jamal not to brood. Maybe he's so hurt that he couldn't make it back out to be with his teammates. Um, you know, it's possible. It's possible that Jamal's just when you have, like when you have just a shit attitude. Let me stop before I you ever seen somebody just better at being you than you, and then everybody starts to like that person, you know what I mean? And everybody's, like, raving about how much even though you might think that you're a better you than that person is a you, like, "I score better, I make it look better, all he does is give effort." Do you get the sense that you get the sense that Russ's presence is causing some shrinkage with Jamal? Score, please. 119 to 103. 142 left in the fourth. Do you get the sense that it's hard for the one guy who just can't seem to find the joy in playing the game and everybody else is really trying to get on the same page? Do you get the sense that that's just really overwhelming for Jamal? Because I'm telling you, Joker and Russ just work together, and it's more than that slow ass plodding two-man game. Emily, what are you asking me? Live, live? What are you saying? Live, live, or live, live? What are you saying? Help me out. Welcome to the party, though, Emily. Facebook's in the house, you guys. Trying to tell you guys better. Facebook's coming. Mark Zuckerberg's taking the reins off. He's gonna let us be on there, and there's gonna be any censoring. How would the dead cap work if the Nuggets cut Jamal? That's a great question. That's a great question. Let me see if I can find that out for you. Because what I think that ends up happening is you're on the hook for the money. You know what I mean? There is no getting out of it on paying these guys these guaranteed contracts. But it's getting to that point where it's like, I cut him, yeah, sure. That's not gonna work. Even with bad teams, Murray can't do shit, go Nuggets. It's just I wanna root for the dude. I really do. I want him to I just don't get it. The post game that we saw from him the other night after a win, he's, kinda like, "Well, I'm not," and it's just like, "What it do, fishing?" Score Tonga. I don't I'm trying to go I guess the Score Tanga. Facebook is trying to figure it out. You they just come in with these non sequiturs. You guys are gonna have to teach them the ropes in the chat. I mean, I know they can't see it 'cause they're talking on Facebook. What is Scortanga? We welcome you though, Vaughn. Welcome. What up, Broncos country? Did you guys see I was talking about it earlier. Did you guys see Von Miller? I know we don't cross-pollinate the content. But did you see Von Miller's interview with the other four-letter Imma say it, DNVR. It was great. Like, listening to Von, like, just so gush about Broncos country and Broncos nation and how he can't wait to get back, and he knows he's gonna be back in a Broncos uniform, I'm assuming to retire, and he's so enthusiastic. It had me feeling like, "Are you gonna go ahead and, like, throw the game? Are you gonna throw a wrench in the works so you can help your guys get further?" That would be awesome, Vaughn. We'd all appreciate that. I have to critique his running style. I've been paying too much attention to Murray since life outside of basketball. But when he runs, he's on his heels. Jog is slow and creates injuries. Okay. Okay, Andon. Little breakdown ain't never break down. Go ahead. Give it to me. Okay, now I'm learning. Thank you. Tanga is a Filipino word. What does it mean? Does it mean that I'm good at what I'm doing? Does it mean I'm bad? Am I being complimented? Do I think Jamal is fixable? Unfortunately, Johnny, I don't. And I think it's very unfortunate. And I don't think it's unfortunate just because I really want it to work out for Jamal. It's unfortunate because of how much they're paying him. And every with as bad as he's been, and if injury becomes a part of the problem, hold on. Russell Westbrook's talking to Scott Higgins.
That's a blessing. I'm thankful for all you guys support. I'm happy to be here. So thank you. Second time this year, you and the big fellow, a triple double in the same game. And you guys have a chemistry that usually takes years to kind of match. I mean, the kid's the best player in the world, man, and I just try to play off of him, make the game easy for him. And he does a hell of a job making it easy for myself and everybody else as well. What do you think the key is for this team to keep this thing rolling and getting yourselves into the playoffs in a high spot? Togetherness, consistency. I do a good job of sticking together through ups and downs. And tonight I thought we did a good job of sticking together and came out with the win. Man, you're always fun to watch, man. I know these guys here love you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Fantastic game for Russell Westbrook.
I mean, it's getting pretty apparent. Okay? It's getting pretty apparent. The two things that are apparent. It's like, okay. You ever been at a job and you were unhappy at your job, and then a new guy got hired to sort of run concurrent? Like they were like, maybe we'll help you out with your job duties. And a new guy gets hired and he comes in, and then everybody starts raving about the new guy and the work that he's doing. You kind of get that feeling that how is it so easy for an advanced Russell Westbrook, I'm talking about advanced in age, to come in and look so he doesn't look great. I'm talking about he blows a lot of bunnies, but he gets a triple double tonight. How does it look so effortless for him to come in and mesh with Joker year one, and the guy who's been with Joker since the beginning just can't seem to get right? Can't find the joy in the game, can't find ways to get his game. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't give the effort. Fishing is not gonna let up on this Hastings hate. It it's really it's really kinda glaring. It's really glaring, the difference between the way that these 2 guys have approached playing alongside the best player in the world. It's really glaring. And it just sucks when you ask, "Do I think Jamal's fixable?" It sucks because, no, I don't think he's fixable, and I think he's tanking his trade value. Now, I don't know if he's doing that on purpose. I would hope not. But the more injuries you see, well, it's like, "Well, shit, am I gonna pay $46 million a year for a guy who can't 1, can't score consistently 20 points a game, and 2, can't even be healthy and available?" And then I just turned to Calvin Booth, and I'm like, "What what what have you done? What 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 wrath have you What did we do to you to earn this, Calvin? That you would leave us in this situation? You moron. Let's see. Daniel says, I was gonna buy a Murray jersey, a real one. Fuck that. I'm a cheap man. I bought a Bo Nix jersey at Walmart. That's awesome. Yeah. At 27 though. Well, yee. No, thank you. What do you got? A slingshot? Your slingshot pulls back down? Like what? Blue arrow? I just hate to see a guy squander um a chance at being a factor. Yeah, you might not be the guy, but you could be a factor with the squad, and it just seems I just see a lot of I don't know, I didn't see the injury, so we'll wait for it. I'm gonna wait for post game, and we'll see if we can get, the post-game press conference will be coming up. We'll see if, they speak to it. We'll see if the coach addresses it. So he just leaves the game with a sore knee. Marlo, Wingy, and Hastings are saying nothing about him being on the milk carton. No one's saying anything. It's weird, right? It's kinda like they're trying not to talk about it. Get 2 parlays tonight? Good for you, Christian. You gonna spread some of that love around? You hitting parlays, baller? You gonna spread some of that around? If Russ plays well with Joker, what does that say about LeBron? Hold on. We ain't even seen who is this? Joe Jamito 83? You guys these names. Joe MIT 83. Joe MITO. Joe Mito. Joe Mito 83. That is a great fucking observation. Says a lot. Says it definitely tells you who's the better basketball player. Hastings is the absolute worst at and yeah, and I stepped up in the new guy and I became friends. All saltiness is so frustrating. I guess bench him until he proves to be a team player. I think so. I was talking to somebody about this earlier, and he was like, "Well, no, you just bring Russ into the starting lineup with Jamal and Joker and company, and then you put Christian on the bench." I'm like, "Well, no, you need Jamal score. You need somebody who can guarantee score off the bench." The problem with Christian is he just hasn't really found a game, and his game is predicated off other people doing other things. So you need a score. So you would have to send Jamal to the bench. You have to bench him, in my opinion. Westbrook is truly selfless and knows exactly what to do, mainly how to pass like a master tactician and put the team in great positions. Westbrook makes P. Watt look like an all-star with his passing. No question. Like that is it's apparent. You see it. We're seeing it night in, night out. The more opportunities he gets to play with guys, the better guys play. And he's the de facto point guard in that situation. So now you're taking that pressure off Joker having to bring the ball up. But now you got 2 playmakers in the starting lineup. That's tough. What do you totally agree with, Johnny Choi? Tell me. Westbrook is hungry to win, and Murray is already saying 1, 2, 3. A Jake, man. You guys know what a Jake is, right? You guys know what a Jake is? Okay. Coach is about to talk.
And obviously, I think they 61% quarters 2, 3, and 4 combined. After that first quarter, message at the half was, we fouled way too much. 17. Second half, only 2 free throw attempts, so improvement there. And the second half only had 6 turnovers. And that first quarter was 8 turnovers. So I thought we got better as the night went along, and then they cut it to 6. We made a couple of subs. So yes, there'll be a lot of things for Ryan that we can clean up, watch the film, get better at, continue to harp on. But Nicole's first game back, he was outstanding. Not surprising there. And I thought Russ, what he did tonight was incredible. Is that two triple doubles again?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Watching history, folks. You're watching history. It's a history channel. And I thought Peyton, obviously, when Jamal went out, Pickett gave us a lot of guys out. These games are nerve-wracking, but our guys, after the first quarter, I thought then played the right way.
You mentioned obviously we had 5 assists in the first half, which I think is his career high. You're going to make those plays when he gets into the paint. I assume that's a welcome evolution for you guys.
Good word, Ethan.
Thank you.
I think it was an outstanding evolution by Sir Peyton. He did a great job of. They were fronting the court twice. He flashed on the ball, high low pass. They backed up, knocked it down. So I thought he had a complete game tonight. He was a defensive player of the game. I thought he had 2 blocks, 2 steals, 7 boards. But he had a really good floor game. And to your playmaking, in the areas that really stood out for him. So 10, 7, and 5 with 2 and 2. That's a great night for him.
Best of your knowledge, how precautionary was Jamal's?
Yeah, it was just acting up. Didn't feel right. Didn't feel great. And I think most importantly, one thing, hey, to go out there and play, but it's also you got to ask yourself, I'm playing, but am I helping the team? I think Jamal felt because it was his decision. He goes, I just don't feel right now. And that's going to happen with that. He's going to act up once in a while. So hopefully this is not anything to bar his feet, short, shade, or sinister. And we can get him back for Dallas. So it was just to let that knee calm down and try to get him some.
You already touched on the historic nature of another game with 2 guys. So I'll ask you this: how easy does it make your job when you've got 2 guys that can put those kinds of numbers that consistent?
I mean, do I look like I'm having a really easy time on the sideline? No, exactly right. There's nothing easy in this business. You got to work and earn everything. But there were some moments tonight, watching Nicola, watching Russell, and even late that 21-8 run that we had. Some of the passes that Russ made. It was good to see CB get going in that fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, you have 2 of the greatest triple-double players in the history of the game who impact the game across the board. That's what you look at: scoring, rebounding, playmaking. To have 2 out there at the same time, it is a blessing. I don't take it for granted.
Does this surprise you? How fast the Westbrook chemistry seemingly fast? It seems like they play together.
It doesn't surprise me because I think Russ is a savvy veteran. He knows he's out there, and he's in his 17th year. He knows that hey, this is not about Russell Westbrook. This is about me helping us. He came here for one reason, that's to. And I know that we're in fourth place, and we're not where we want to be, and we hope to be. But when you consider certain factors, Aaron Gordon missed over half of our season. We played the most back-to-back. We've had the fewest rest advantage games, all that stuff. And where we are is where we are. But I give Russ credit because he came in here trying to fit in, not trying to stand out. That says a lot about him. Understanding this stage of his career, I'm playing with a great player. I'm going to do everything I can to play with him. To your point, Scott, they've had like instant chemistry. Great.
Triple doubles are sometimes kind of talked about as stat padding or empty stats at times. Russ has won 74% of his games with a triple double. Nicole has won 79% of his regular season when he's at a triple double. That's higher than he's won otherwise. Does that kind of say that look, it is still hard to do this, it is still hard to accomplish it, and that production in those helps your?
That's a silly question. When guys get triple doubles, teams do better. Does that say that guys when guys get triple doubles, teams do better? It's like throw the number out there and then try and figure out a different question to ask. The one thing that bothers me sometimes about the press corps is that there's a lot of leading the witness just to sort of prove that you know shit, as opposed to get in here and let's solicit some information. Hey, triple doubles. When Russ gets a triple double, he wins 79% of his games. When Joker gets a triple double, he wins 70% of his games. Does that mean that when they get triple doubles, they win their games? Like what? You just wanted to get the number out there. You could have said that and then gotten on to a different question. You don't got to lead the witness to try and prove that you. Hold on, I'm listening to Coach a little bit. There was some. Hold on, I'm gonna let you guys hear.
Well, definitely playing with Nicole. I think anytime you play with, in my opinion, the greatest player in the world, but also the most selfish and has one of the highest IQs, that's going to help right away. And I can't speak to any of the other coaches that I've coached Russ in the last few years, but when I met with him this summer, I told him, I said, after 17 years, I'm not asking you to come in here and be something you're not. I just want you to challenge yourself, and I'm going to challenge you to be the best version of Russell Westbrook. And to your point, like, yeah, you can have him out there on the floor without the ball. But I don't think you're getting the whole package. You see his ability to still get to the cup, finish in transition in a crowd, get to the free throw line, make plays for his teammates. He's not doing that. There's a spacing in the corner. In the last couple of years, he got to be really good moving without the ball, cutting, rolling, and all that. But for me, when we got him, I knew that ball would be in his hands quite a bit coming off the bench. But now with injuries, he started, I don't know how many games now, and his win percentage as a starter is through the roof.
All right, you guys. When Joker comes up, I'm definitely going to get him in there. And what I wanted to point out, and I think we've been drilling on this, and I think everybody's being very nice about it. And I said I'm not gonna Jamal bash anymore. Really not. I'm gonna stick to my guns, but I will be critical because just throwing shit at the wall only gets poop. Um, it's not a secret as to what effort and sort of love of your job, love of the opportunity, what it looks like on the floor. And last game, I think without Joker was really endemic of what it is that Russell Westbrook brings to the table. This is the same guy that was averaging a triple double when he was in OKC, and you'd have been like, "Who's he playing with after KD left?" And it was like he makes guys around him better. Oh, crazily enough, same thing with Joker. Well, if you got two guys like that, that kind of changed the equation a little bit. My buddy Dan was like, we were talking earlier, and he was like, "You just got to make sure MPJ is shooting 8 or 9 threes a game." I'm like, "No." He shot 9 tonight. He was 2 of 9 from 3, and I'm like, "That is 4 too many." He could get just as many shots inside. Now they won the game. Expand your game is my point. But those 9 shots are definitely coming as a result of him getting better looks just because you got some flow in your offense with guys who understand the flow of basketball and how it's best played. And I'm sorry, man. It's like, I know the knee's a thing. I get it. I know he had to battle to get back. I get it. But at a certain point in time, Joker earlier this year had talked about guys and being in shape. And it's like, well, if you're not taking care of your body, of course your knee's not going to. Now, I'm not here to cast aspersions, but Jamal, I think, came in and we all looked at like, well, he doesn't look a little doughy. He looks a little doughy. And I think with Jamal, there's Dan Moore. I'm pretty sure I know that guy. I just feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it just feels like the party pooper has seen another guy come on scene with a better attitude, and everybody kind of seems to be enjoying playing with this guy. And I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to tell me. Somebody's gonna have to tell me before I don't believe that it's Jamal's attitude that's the problem. Someone's going to have to tell me. And I think because yes, it counts. Come on, fishing. Don't do this, man. I can't stand. Listen, I fuck with you, but don't do that. Let's not do that. Yeah, it counts. Yeah, they've gotten rid of everyone, and you still have seen this Nuggets team earlier in the season struggle with teams that were lesser talented than even this Brooklyn team. Don't do that. God damn it, fishing. Um, Somebody's gonna have to tell me that it's more than his attitude. Brooklyn was there to be beaten. You're not wrong. But you weren't this is you were you happy with the Broncos win against KC? Okay. I didn't hear this this responsible fishing when The Broncos beat KC, although you're always. Are you really gonna open up a bet? Are you gonna really turn your page into a betting page? I can use to make some extra cash. Andon says, so now Westbrook comes in and starts stealing sunshine from Jamal. Put that on top of Joker accolades. Does Jamal's attitude continue to spiral downward? Is that what we're seeing? I I don't see. I see it as a plausible. I see it as a plausible answer for what we're seeing from the New Balance. I am an expert in the human condition. I used to say that. A Denver staple, legend, rest in peace. Pretty sure I would have to say that. I don't think I knew that. I'm an expert in the human condition. And I'm telling you, Jamal is suffering from, but what about me? Nobody recognizes me. Nobody voted me in as an all-star. How come I don't get it? How come, how come everybody wants to give the accolades to Joker? And then and then Russell shows up and he's, but what about me? I'm the blue arrow. I'm the guy who can shoot the lights out. I'm the 50 ball guy. I'm the guy who scored 50. But what about me? It's coming out like that. It might be his knee, but if it's your knee, why were you in bad shape? Like, are you a guy who takes care of your body or not? And once you start getting paid the big bucks, you're open for criticism. But I'm not bashing him. That was a fast game. At this point in the season, coach, at this point in the season, do you think your team is fully unified? Are we still waiting to see the best version of this team? Ask that exactly. Here, let me flex my knowledge. You know what? Russell Westbrook gets 79% of his or they win their games. Joker has a triple double 70% of their games. What do you mean that when guys get triple doubles, they win their game? What? Did you just want to throw that number out there? Y'all tripping. Man, what? Y'all tripping. If Jokic averages 31.5 points and a trip double, would voter fatigue be enough to keep him from winning the MVP? You know what's so crazy about that question is that if you watched, I was playing this clip earlier from my buddy Dan, who agrees with this. I'm pretty sure that's my buddy of this argument on Gil's Arena over how Joker isn't the hands down MVP because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 31-2 a game, and it's like, and they're like, yeah, but Joker's team is in fourth place, and I'm like, yeah, so they're statistically the worst team. They would be in last place. They would be in no place without him because statistically they're the worst team in basketball when he's not on the floor. And you just add all these things up, and I'm like, I think they're already ready trying to make the case that you can't give it to this guy again. No way. No way, bro. You can't give it. Yeah, he's the most valuable, but no way. You can't give it to him again. And it's just like, I don't know. What does it mean to you guys? Does it actually mean the most valuable player, or are you just looking for guys to win popularity contests? Because you know the NBA loves a popularity contest. Just watch the All-Star game. They love to get together and have weird ass. It's like just who's best at basketball. That is what most of us give a shit about. Story got buried last March about how Jamal was pissed off that the Nuggets wanted him to work out after games. Even better, train more like Jokic. But he got super bent out of shape. If your body's breaking down on you, especially if you had a knee thing, like you're not the first guy to have a knee injury. And most like, do we hear a lot about Michael Porter Jr.'s back? He doesn't miss a lot of games because you work out and you keep it going. And if you're not taking care of your body, yeah, I'm pretty sure your leg is going to go bad. What's the difference? Denver earned 9 wins to put them in position to play the Chiefs backups. What does Denver earn this season? Are you turning into Daniel? That's where I stand. Are you turning into Daniel? Like, is your point to be the Nuggets contrarian? Is that what you're doing? Not you, Daniel Flores, the other Daniel. Is that what you're doing? Is that what I'm sniffing? Fishing? Something, some- something, something smells. It smells like a contrarian. Are you hating for the content, bro? Do I, anybody else smell something in here stinks? It smells like forced contrarianism. What? Denver earned 9 wins to put them in the position to be Chiefs backups, but what does Denver earn this season? I mean, they're still 4th. They play like shit. What do you mean what they earned the 4th place in the West? Commissioner, are you something smells like yeah, maybe I love Brooklyn also gets paid just like the Nuggets. They're all pros. Yeah, I mean, they were also rants. They were also rants. He's not wrong. They were also rants. But come on, fishing. I also saw a Denver team missing 85 million and saw a coach. You're not wrong. I love the win, but Brooklyn is literally dumping their team and thinking of changing into this. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I am nothing if not fair. I'm gonna give you shit though. Fox for Jamal. If only it were that easy, Alexander. If only it were that easy. I'd take it in a heartbeat. If only it were that easy. With every performance like this, Jamal obliterates his trade value. Obliterates it. You'll get nothing. A box of basketballs if you're lucky. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, as in it being a trade. But when the Nuggets can't make a trade and won't do anything, what am I supposed to get excited about? The Texas Ohio State was more entertaining. It was an entertaining game, and no, the Nuggets win wasn't the final. But come on, man. Count on you guys fishing to hold me down. No, we don't. I don't need you, pat me on the back. You want to be surly fishing? You be surly. You go. You guys fishing. Fishing's feeling surly. Westbrook's talking post game. You guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear it? Let's listen to Westbrook.
Two teammates have had triple double in the same year. That's on the court. I mean, how you guys doing?
Honestly, from a two-man, Nicola's making the game easy for everyone. I've been here, trying to find ways to give me some killing with other guys. And when we're both doing that, our team is winning.
You seem to play with so much joy out there. I'm curious if that's been a constant throughout your career. Has it waned at all at different times?
Different points in my career. There may have been bad games, good game, but I never really want to take the joy of basketball. Because with this future, excuse me, to get in this position and joy is something I can bring in every arena. Try to leave it on the floor every night.
Chris, is there anything that you want to share from California about what's going on there right now?
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that part of it. I care. I just don't want to do that part of it. I think that there are times, you want to know that these guys are human. There are times when I feel like media just fishes for ways to ingratiate themselves with players as opposed to just asking the questions that we want to hear answers to. Personally, connecting, it's like when the Super Bowl was in Detroit and they're like, did you know Jerome Bettis is from Detroit? It's like, okay, are you going to ask every guy that ever lived or owned a house in Los Angeles or in LA, like, to comment on the fires? Come on, like, thoughts and prayers. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I think there's sometimes when I'm just like, God, you guys are really stuck at your job, soliciting information that we want to hear. Okay. Hard to get excited about beating. You're right. You're nothing to get up for. Yeah, Westbrook was a welcome addition. With another trade, we need a dependable sleeper 20-point player. I agree. Still not done. Thinking about Grady Dick and Dick. He'd be Grady and Dick. What movie is that from? If he were an ice cream flavor, he'd be Praline and Dick. Grady Dick. Orange, you're better than a Nuggets win, my man. I am better than a Nuggets win fishing. Thank you. Now see, I turned over a new leaf. A lot less surly when it comes to Jamal Murray. I'm not gonna hate. And yeah, I'm better than a Nuggets win. This was Okay, you're not impressed by 2 players getting a triple-double in one game? Again? You're not impressed by the chemistry between Nikola Jokic and Russell Westbrook? Again? You're not impressed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Nuggets in double figures? Again? This is all about tuning up. We don't really have much else to look forward to. You got the regular season to see if you're gonna be any good in the playoffs, and they're playing better. Now, we have the Boston loss, but they also didn't have their best player, so there's that. And Dick, Grady Dick. What movie is that from? If he were an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. Box for Suggs? I don't know how that helps us. Even what I'm here. I also wanted to have it so I can yes, exactly. God, how do we just trade Black Canadians? How do we get our Black Canadian back to Canada and get their Black Canadian here? Isn't it this is to your point, Fishing. How do you stay up? The question is, how do you stay up in a situation where the other team has all their guys out? Never disrespect the game is the answer. Play the same way. Jamal for suggestions. I mean, oh, okay. I got you. 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 Suggestions as in Suggs as in suggestion. I went shorthand. Went shorthand. OKC is too immature for playoffs. Last year they were a joke against Dallas. No joke there. Gim Thunder. Welcome to the party, pal. Haven't seen you, and now I will remember that name because it's quite a handle. Gim Thunder. Gim Thunder says Westbrook is a real sidekick. Yeah, he is. He knows how to play his position. And guess what? Look at his numbers. 25, 11, and 10. Does that look like a guy who's not getting shine and getting touches? That seems like a guy who's it's not that hard to play. The worst part about bristling about being Joker's sidekick is that you're gonna get the ball a lot. He's just gonna get all the praise, and I think that that's what rubs certain people the wrong way. I think that might be rubbing certain people the wrong way. It's the praise. It's not the touches. The touches are gonna come, and if your game, by the way, demands that you dribble 90 times between your legs for upwards of 23 seconds in the shot clock in order to jack up a shot that you may or may not hit, that's not gonna work for the rest of the guys on your team. That's how everybody else gets ice cold and never has a game to work on. Because for Jamal to be effective, he needs the ball. The problem is what are you gonna do with it besides dribble? I'll wait. You got the answers. What are you gonna do? Fuck? Not Jamal. I mean, what the fuck? Can I say an unpopular opinion about fires and natural disasters? I welcome unpopular opinions, and I feel like this is exactly fishing. This is a safe space. I'm sick of hearing about rich people in trouble. I gotta show you guys. Okay, you did it fishing. You lit the fire proverbially, and I'm gonna hop right into that bitch. Natural disasters happen all the time. Trail parks, poor people. Exactly. Rich people are in trouble. I'm supposed to care. Why? We have our own. Exactly. I want to show you guys something. I want to toot my own horn a bit in the interest of fishing's sentiment because there is sorrow, there is sadness, there is, "Oh my god, whatever will we do?" There's, "I have a ton of money, but this sucks." And then there's just the ridiculousness of one Paris Hilton, who I was like, huh?" Paris Hilton I wanna read you guys this. This is crazy, and I want you to look at the emojis. This is how you know these people are okay. "I'm standing here in what used to be our home, and the heartbreak is truly indescribable." Heartbreak emoji, cry emoji. When I saw the news, I was in complete shock. I couldn't process it. But now, standing here in front of the coastline in my beautiful Malibu villa, standing here and seeing it with my own eyes, feels like my heart is shattered into a million pieces. Cry emoji, broken heart emoji. It goes on, and it's fine. But my repose is kind of like it would be a lot easier to take you seriously without the emojis and you're heartbroken. You know what I mean? By the way, have you seen Palestine? And what was crazy is the ratio in the comments. Like this lady put, I remember seeing this. This lady put this up like, yeah, Paris, that sucks, but here's a picture of Palestine. Was just like, and so what I ended up saying is, I'm like, you do realize, number one, read the room. You got to read. It's very important. It's very important that you learn how to. What I said is, um, only in 2025, Life Online America can a DEW spark natural disaster be hijacked by racism. Okay, 'cause there was looting. They were talking about that. Oh my God, there's looting. That's not the one I was. But that was a different. We'll get to that. I was just gonna say that the emojis somehow put proper cartoon perspective on the emotion. Then I read the responses, and well, the subtle vitriol is indicative of the times. The poor will eat the rich for real, even if only in the X feed. As well it should be. Read the fucking room. Nobody wants to hear that shit, man. Nobody wants to, in times of economic struggle, nobody wants to hear rich people complain about losing their third home, their second home. Anyway, we don't need to bash on rich people for being rich. I'm just saying it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? And so when the guy tries to interject that into the Nuggets post game, it's kind of like, we get it. He's from Los Angeles. He's not from Pacific Palisades. And everybody's got problems. So it's just like, try not to try your best not to make, it's like when the guy gets, it's like when the CEO of fucking the healthcare company, you know what I mean? Of United Healthcare gets shot. It's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of squirrely. Really? I want to be compassionate, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to make me feel compassion. You know what I mean? Back to it. It's not an unpopular opinion, fishing, and I'm glad that you're brave enough to voice it. Yeah. Problems no one gives a shit about Colorado. We're a fucking sideshow for the news, and the people that are choosing to live in this area of natural disasters. Yeah. Speak that truth, bro. Hold on. I got one for you, fishing.
Talk that talk.
And that's mine, but don't be sorry, fishing. Ain't nothing to be sorry about. I welcome it being said. I just have to be respectful of what I've been asked to do on the platform when it comes to things politics, and I respect that. I try not to cross the streams, but every once in a while, some sports reporter is going to jump in and make it happen for us, and then I got guys like Fishing that are going to jump in and say, "I don't give a shit," and I agree with him. Westbrook was bad. Used the Lakers, put him to shoot exactly. Put him to shoot. They tried to misuse him. It's like you can't bring Russell Westbrook in to be anything other than Russell Westbrook. He can't come in and be your shooting guard. He doesn't. He's not. So he can't be. Couldn't be LeBron's second because LeBron wants the ball in his hands coming up the floor and to be the playmaker and the decision maker and then expecting Russell to, I don't know, catch it on the wing, drive. And that's just not his game. His game is best started when he's moving fast, finding spaces on the floor for other guys to be creative and be effective. And it looks that way indeed, but the whole lower and middle class communities have vanished. My acquaintance's home is gone, and he lost his dog. Dude was a roadie for a middleman. Okay, that's that's fair. There's all kinds of people who have lost homes, but ended the same. Or someone in the East for a decent point guard that can shoot. Okay, Alexander's still trying to find solutions. I'm with you, Alexander. Maybe Jamal can be an all-star in the East. Yeah, I was thinking make like send him to Toronto. Maybe he can be closer to home. Maybe he just needs some home cooking. Sometimes a change of scenery is what a guy needs. And I do get the sense that Jamal deals with a little bit more than just on off the court. It just seems like I don't understand how your job's so hard where you look so you seem so bothered by all of this. I don't get it. I don't understand. I understand surly, professional, like take no shit professional athlete guy. I understand that guy because that's the guy who's like, I care about winning championships. Get the fuck out of my way. Don't ask me no dumb shit. I came out here to kick ass, fucking win chips. I get that guy. I fuck with that guy. But the guy who just seems like, oh, you guys don't get it. Guys who play the game get it. And it's like, what? You're not. Listen. You're not Chinese. That is a Seinfeld reference. You're not a rocket scientist. You're not a brain surgeon. It's not all that much to get. Take take round ball, put round ball through hole. It's not that complex. Yes, weak side, strong side, defense, tendencies. Where is this guy going to be? Where does this guy like to shoot from? But it's not. Come on, it's not even football. It's not that like basketball. You'll never convince me that basketball is just this complex game that the layman could never understand because they didn't play. We've all played basketball. It's not that hard. You put the round ball through the round hole. It's not. It's really not all that complex. Jamal is good, just inconsistent. Yeah, inconsistent would be one thing. I don't think it's just inconsistent. He definitely is a streaky shooter, but that's saying one thing. Inconsistent in his effort. That's a complete different thing because you can always control your effort. That's what any athlete will tell you. I can't control whether the ball's going to go through the hole, but I can control the effort every time. I can control my attitude toward the game. I can control whether I'm going to be a professional. Am I going to value every possession? Or am I going to listlessly throw the ball after telegraphing the pass, trying to do some weird, trying to be something I'm not? And we see a lot of that from Jamal's game. He doesn't respect. It doesn't seem like a guy who respects the opportunity that he has. Maybe it's too much. Maybe he feels like he's imposter syndrome because he's gotten this big contract and he doesn't feel. I remember. You all remember um, Anthony Edwards' reaction to being asked if he gets up thinking about Jamal Murray in last year's play, and he was like, "What? Man, y'all tripping." Basically, he was like, "That dude is about as old as I am. He's been in the league a little longer than me. No, I'm not. I do not look up to Jamal Murray." And I think Jamal has bristled at the thought that he's just not thought far and away as one of the NBA's better basketball players. But it's like, I don't know, dude. It's probably going to be something that you prove on the court. And a 50 ball game against Spider wasn't enough to cement your legend. I don't know. Don't blame me. Don't blame us. Just fucking play. Show it. Prove it. Okay, you got hurt. Cool. Great story. You never thought you were going to get back on the court again. Awesome. We get it. You worked hard to get back. But you have to. It ain't. Sometimes they'll tell you about making money. It ain't making it. It's keeping it. It's the same thing that you got everybody's attention. Look over here, guys. Look over here. And everybody's like, what? 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 And then we look and what? You're like, dribble, dribble, dribble. How many seconds left on the clock? Dribble, dribble. Dribble, dribble. 1 second left? Yeah. Clong. What? No, thank you. I'm not ragging on them. I'm just calling it like I see it. I don't care about poor people, and that's what pisses me off. Pisses me off too, fish. California people are not Hollywood. They aren't rich. I went there a couple times, and it's Chicago with a bit better infrastructure. That's a bit of a stretch. Kim Thunder, I appreciate you being in the mix. I like the conversation. It's a bit of a stretch. California, the places that are burning, Pacific Palisades. Jason Hunt, you win. Good job, Jason Hunt. That's when Garth is like, if he were a ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. Great movie. Oh, I love this conversation that's going. These rich folks will get by just fine. What about the rest? The government thought 750 was enough for Florida. They didn't even get that. Neither did they get that in North Carolina either. And that's all they got in Lahaina. Don't even get me started on Hawaii. I was just getting there. Fishing, absolutely. But the media only puts out what all Luddites, okay, Andon, will react to and be glued to. Putting some nominal paycheck to paycheck folks on TV does nothing for ratings. Sadly, you are correct. The Real Housewives of Wildfires would kill. Well done, Andon. Well played. The Palestine thing is cringe. Universalism is a joke. People want to compete to see who suffers more. Jim Thunder. Wow. I haven't seen you in the chat, but welcome, brother. Jamal seems like he had at home problems all year. Sorry, I should turn that down. Jamal seems like he's had at home problems all year. Noticed how he had one of his best games when his daughter was in the seats. Okay, listen. Again, we don't know these people personally, and as a guy who was in my younger broadcast career, had a hard time like separating my personal demise, my personal spiral from my professional life. I get it, but here's the problem. Here is the problem. No one gives a shit when you're making $48 million, right? Because you play gym for a living. You know what I mean? And so we are callous. Now, I'm not saying those aren't real issues. I'm saying we, as the onlookers, be like, okay, it's hard for you at home. You play gym for a living. So I don't know, walk away from the game. Go be with your dog. I don't know. By the time you get to the court, though, this can't be. How many guys have we seen? Remember, after not a good example, but Brett Favre after losing his dad. Like, think about the performances that you've seen guys have when they get to their place. Where this is my sanctuary. This is where the world goes away, and I just get to create the artist that I am, a ball or a puck or a stick or a racket or whatever, a golf club. And so I'm not saying I don't care. I'm just saying I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Anthony Edwards, and I do care, but you've got to separate the strings, right? I don't comment on your personal life. Don't make it part of my commentary, and I could care less about your personal life. On all, and I mean that in the most endearing sense. All that matters, the world don't want to hear about the birth pains. They just want to see the baby. Anthony Edwards is done, cooked. He's just shooting threes right now. He had a moment. The team is gone, and his playing this season is okay at max. Definitely having a rough go of it. He's been the most critical of himself, and I guarantee if anybody will get it right, Ant 5 will get it right. I love AE5. I really do. I think he's like a throwback. I think he's like a throwback type of player. I hate to say it, Oren, but your mic is cutting in and out. Is it cutting in and out now? I think it's better. I think what you were hearing was when I was putting it. Hopefully it's better now. Is it better now? Hopefully. Hold on. What about now, Timothy Rimothy? Tell me about it. Get in here and let me know. Andon, you're right. What's Andon right about? Ant-Man with Joker would be a oh my god. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I think about guys like E5. I think about those players. So think about your most potent scorers working from the rim backwards, right? Their jump shot's good, but they're better when they're attacking. Think about those guys in the same offense that just know how to. Oh my god! You see so many highlights, so many posters, and they'd score so many points. It'd be dumb. He's been moving too much into the 3-point. Yeah, that's what ends up happening. That's what ends up happening with guys in the league that it's just being thrown at them that the way to win the new wave is shoot threes. There's a whole beautiful space between the rim and the 3-point line to play within at 17, 15 foot. And guys who can do it, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes to mind, are killing it because he's like, what? Yeah, sure, I could jack up threes all day, but these two still count. It's such a crazy mentality to think that the NBA is just going to become all 3-point shoot. Like guys who played in the NBA, like Steve Kerr, are buying this shit. They're just getting pushed into this weird, like let's just forget about the most usable high percentage shots available in the game inside the arc. Let's shoot the lowest percentage shot, and then dunks. What? And plus Joker on this year's dream team, right? Cade Cunningham, Kyrie, Ant-Man could be all time with the Joker. I think anybody who understands, you're seeing it with Russ. You're seeing the success that Russell Westbrook is having, and now multiply that by a guy who can actually still hit his shots. Quite honestly, think about how many. What was Russell Westbrook? He was 2 of 5 from 3. No, he's 7 of 9 from the field. He had a very efficient night. Just think about sometimes when he's having those nights when he's just blowing bunnies. He could have 30 a night and a triple double. Still cutting in and out, guys. Is it just me? Dream Team LMFAO. I see Wemby dominating except for Giannis. He needs 10 more pounds to counter Giannis. He owns the other centers, forwards. I'm following his journey. I like Wemby a lot. I like his game a lot. Still cutting in and out. All right. Well, I think that is true for me to maybe call it a night. The reason I say that is because I know that Dantana will be at some point in time in the paint. And you guys have just been awesome. And maybe I just need to give it a rest. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need to give it a rest. I don't like this. I want to fix it, but that would take time that would be just wasting y'all's time. And I am loath. I don't want to waste y'all's time. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to thank you. I'm going to thank all the guys.
Every day in the hood, I'm a nice.
I'm going to get with my signal chain.
I'm a nice worker.
Dan Tanner's already on? No. Okay. Well, let me let Dan Tanner get to his time alone with you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. And I'm going to retire for the Let's go for Gim Thunder. Fishing. Timothy Andon. Daniel Flores. Look, I had people in here from all my Facebook folks. Alexander. Who else? Fucking love the chat. Joe Mito 83. Dan Moore. Who else? Butterscotch Allen. Johnny Choi. I was in here tonight. Fucking with the chat, man. Ain't nothing bigger than the chat. Rito Juan David. Milross Coco Castillo. Up in here. Yo, fucking with your boy. Emily Montemayor. Rito Juan David. I think that's everybody. Fuck with y'all. I'll be happy saying nothing bigger than the motherfucking chat.
Every day in my hood, I'm a nice worker.
And with that being said, let's go Broncos. Let's go Broncos. Let's go Broncos. I love you, Massimo. I really do. I care for y'all. You guys are really good people. People who come into this space and just like to chop it up and have fun, get a little surly. We really, 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 really appreciate y'all. So keep supporting. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, subscribe, share. Any way you decide to do it. I am Owen Lamena. This has been 5 to Go. You are watching Kill You with Truth Network. Yeah. Until the next time. Bye-bye now. Fuck 12.